What if I told you the person who hugs you the most might be hiding the sharpest knife? That the ones who laugh with you, cry with you, maybe even raised you could be the very ones draining your soul in silence? You see, demons don't always come with red eyes and horns. Sometimes they come wearing the face of a best friend, a parent, even a lover. This isn't just about betrayal, it's about survival. Because if you don't learn to recognize them, you'll keep handing your heart to people who are sent to destroy it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal signs you've ignored, energies you felt but never understood, and patterns that will make you question everything. Don't skip, don't scroll. By the end of this video, you might realize that your biggest threat wasn't outside, it was sitting right next to you. The smile that drains you. Not every smile is a blessing. Not every warm hug is safe. Some people have mastered the art of pretending, of wearing kindness like a mask, of speaking love while secretly planting seeds of self-doubt deep inside you. You've met them. They compliment you in public and criticize you in private. They support you with words but never with actions. They drain your energy not with loud insults, but with subtle dismissals, fake concern and backhanded praise. And the worst part, you doubt yourself before you ever doubt them. That's how silent the damage is. You convince yourself you're too sensitive, that maybe it's just you overthinking, but it's not you, it's them. Your spirit knows, it always has. Energy never lies. If someone constantly leaves you feeling emotionally exhausted, anxious, small, or invisible, that is not love, that is spiritual erosion. And the longer you stay in their presence, the more you'll feel your light flicker. The more you'll question your worth, your voice, your sanity. These are the people who say, "I'm just being honest," while stabbing your confidence. They joke about your pain and call it tough love. They guilt you into staying, and they never apologize unless it benefits them. But here's the truth you must burn into your soul. You don't owe anyone access to your spirit just because they act like they care. Love should feel safe. Real love nourishes, it uplifts, it protects your light, not dim it. The moment you start shrinking yourself to keep someone else comfortable, that's the moment your soul starts suffocating. So pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Are you more alive or more confused? Are you motivated or drained? Your intuition isn't broken, it's been screaming all along. You just stopped listening, and now is the time to take your power back. It's time to stop chasing approval from people who feed off your silence, because the biggest mistake you can make is ignoring your own spirit while trying to save someone else's. You deserve to feel peace when you walk into a room. Not tension, not confusion, not emotional exhaustion disguised as love. Listen closely. Some smiles are just masks for the enemy hiding in plain sight. The guilt they feed you is their power. Guilt, that's their favorite weapon. They don't hit you. They don't scream. They simply twist your emotions until you're too confused to fight back. They use your kindness against you. They remind you of all they've done for you, while conveniently forgetting all the pain they've caused. And slowly, without realizing it, you start apologizing for things that weren't your fault. You start over-explaining your boundaries. You start feeling selfish for putting your mental health first. That's how it begins, the manipulation wrapped in guilt. They don't need to break you with force. They break you with control disguised as concern. These people, these disguised demons, feed on your hesitation. They sense your empathy, your loyalty, your deep desire to be good. And they exploit it. Every time you try to walk away, they say, "After everything I've done for you." Every time you speak your truth, they say, "You've changed." And every time you stand up for yourself, they act like you're the villain. This is not love. This is emotional warfare. And they win every time you feel guilty for choosing yourself. But here's the awakening moment. Their power only works as long as you feel responsible for their feelings. Read that again. You are not responsible for healing people who hurt you. You are not required to sacrifice your peace to protect someone else's ego. That is not nobility, that is self-destruction. And the longer you stay in that role, the pleaser, the fixer, the silent sufferer, the more they win. Because demons don't need to shout to control you. They just need you to feel too guilty to walk away. Let me tell you something powerful. Setting boundaries is not cruelty, it's clarity. Saying no does not make you evil. Taking space does not make you disloyal. Choosing yourself does not make you cold, it makes you conscious. The right people will never make you feel guilty for protecting your peace, ever. So stop apologizing for growing, stop explaining your value, and most of all, stop mistaking guilt for love, because when guilt is the glue holding a relationship together, that's not connection, that's a trap. Patterns don't lie, people do. Words can lie, smiles can lie, tears can lie, but patterns never lie. People will say anything to stay in your life, to keep you confused, just long enough to maintain control. They'll cry, they'll promise, they'll beg, but if you pay close attention, their behavior tells the real story. You don't need to overthink or overanalyze anymore. If someone shows you again and again that they only come around when they need something, that they disappear when you're hurting, that they make you feel small after every conversation, that's not a one-time mistake. That's a pattern. That's a truth hiding in plain sight. These disguised demons wear the mask of change. They promise to be different every time they feel you slipping away. But change without consistency is manipulation. Don't fall for it. They might stop for a week, a month. But soon the same disrespect, the same gaslighting, the same coldness creeps back in like clockwork. Why? Because they never intended to heal. They only intended to reset your tolerance, to reset your memory, so you forget the damage they caused and let them back in. But you don't need to be fooled anymore. Your freedom begins when you start trusting patterns more than promises. Start observing, not just listening. Ask yourself, do they take accountability or do they just apologize when you threaten to leave? Do they celebrate your wins or silently compete? Do they uplift your spirit or drain your soul every time you're near? These aren't random behaviors, they're patterns sent to wake you up. Here's the truth. No one who truly loves you will force you to question your worth repeatedly. Real love is steady. It's reliable. It doesn't come in waves of charm followed by storms of cruelty. So stop falling for potential. Stop forgiving repeated pain just because the apology sounds poetic. You're not here to fix broken patterns, you're here to protect your peace. Because when someone shows you who they are over and over again, it's not confusion anymore, it's a choice. You can love them and still walk away. One of the hardest lessons you'll ever learn is this. You can love someone deeply and still walk away. Love is not a prison. Loyalty is not a life sentence. Sometimes the people you care about the most are the very ones destroying you the slowest. And the tragedy is, you don't leave because you don't care. You stay because you care too much. You keep trying, keep forgiving, keep hoping they'll change just one more time. You remember the good moments, you cling to the history, you silence your pain because you think walking away would mean you've failed them. But the truth is, staying in pain is not love, it's self-neglect disguised as sacrifice. Yes, it hurts to let go, especially when it's family, when it's someone who raised you, grew up with you, or once knew every piece of your soul. But love without respect is not love. Love without peace is not love. If they constantly dishonor your boundaries, dim your light, guilt you for growing, or make you feel like you're never enough, then what exactly are you holding on to? Walking away does not mean you hate them. It means you finally chose you. It means you refused to let your spirit decay just to keep the illusion of connection alive. Sometimes the most powerful act of love is distance, because your healing matters, your peace matters, and not everyone is meant to go where you're going no matter how much you once loved them. Stop telling yourself that walking away makes you heartless. It doesn't. It makes you honest. You are not abandoning them, you are returning to yourself. Let them say what they want. Let them call you selfish. Let them rewrite the story to make you the villain. That's how demons operate. They can't survive without control. But you don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing your peace. Remember this: loyalty to others should never cost you your loyalty to your own soul. Love them, forgive them, but if they've become the storm in your life, then love them from a distance and walk away with your dignity intact. Your peace is not up for sacrifice. There comes a point in life where you must draw a line, a sacred line between what you allow and what you no longer tolerate. And that line is called your peace. Your peace is not a luxury. It's not something extra you get after pleasing everyone else. It's not a reward you earn through suffering. It is a right, your birthright. But demons disguised as loved ones will do everything they can to make you believe otherwise. They'll twist your boundaries into selfishness. They'll call your silence attitude. They'll say you've changed the moment you stop letting them walk all over you. Why? Because your peace threatens their control. They want access to your mind, your emotions, your time, your loyalty, but only on their terms. And every time you choose calm over chaos, they get louder. Not because you're wrong, but because you're finally doing what they never expected. Protecting your energy. You see, when you stop reacting, when you stop defending yourself, when you stop playing their emotional games, you become untouchable. And that scares them. But understand this: you do not need to be available to chaos just because it's familiar. You don't owe toxic people your peace in exchange for keeping the relationship alive. If the cost of keeping them close is losing your sanity, your joy, your sleep, that's too expensive. That's not love. That's a transaction, and your soul deserves better. Protecting your peace doesn't mean you're cold. It doesn't mean you're heartless. It means you've finally realized that your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being comes first. Because the version of you that thrives in peace is the truest version of you. That's where your clarity lives. That's where your healing begins. That's where your power returns. So stop explaining your peace to people committed to misunderstanding it. Let them think what they want. Let them whisper. Let them go. You're not here to prove your worth to anyone. You're here to protect your light, even if that means walking away from everything that once felt like home. Because your peace is not up for sacrifice. Not now, not ever.